get these cakes started. And so this is the most important process of making any baked good. I've been practicing a lot and baking a lot more often. I've been making a lot of pound cakes. If you follow me on Instagram, let's pause real quick. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me at made4you_1. Link will be in the description. Go ahead and drop a follow so you can get all the updates of when I'm posting different events that I'm having for Made For You meals. And also in the bio of my Instagram is the link to the YouTube channel. So if you want to share my Instagram with somebody, they also can get the link to the YouTube channel. Everything comes full circle. Back to the cake. So we have 2 sticks of butter at room temperature. Then we're going to add a cup of sugar, granulated sugar. Boom. And you don't need to use a stand mixer. You can just use a hand mixer if that's all you have. I just personally like using my beautiful stand mixer because I bought the thing, so I might as well use it. Okay, we're going to put that in there. We're going to drop that down. And we're going to let it go. Sorry for that noise. There we go. And so this, you really want, this is basically called creaming your butter. So you want to cream the butter when you're making any type of baked good. It allows it to be nice and fluffy and light when you get ready to actually cook it. And it comes out, the results are just ridiculously amazing. So you always want to cream your butter. Whereas if you're making like biscuits, for instance, which I'll have a video for that at some point, how to make scratch made biscuits, you want your butter to be as cold as possible because you want that butter to melt as the biscuits are cooking, which creates that flakiness in the biscuit. But right now we want it to be as soft and uniform, so we're going to cream this butter until it's the perfect light and fluffy texture. So as it starts to combine, you want to speed it up a little bit more just to really get more air into it so that way it becomes fluffier. And baking is definitely, I've enjoyed it a lot because it's definitely a different challenge. It requires you to be very patient and very precise with your ingredients because you can't just eyeball it. You have to measure when you're baking. Some people can do that. I'm not at that level, but baking definitely requires a lot more precise measurements than it does when I'm making anything else, whereas I don't really need precise measurements when I'm seasoning something. So that's why I enjoy it. It's a different challenge. I'm getting so excited. So I've been making a lot of pound cakes lately. They're really easy to make. This recipe right here that I have, super easy to make. So the link for this will be in the description. All the links for any type of seasoning that I use where I didn't actually give you the exact process. So for instance, the chicken stock for the dressing, anything that I didn't actually record myself making, I'm going to have links in the description for a Word document. So that way if you want to print out the recipe yourself, you can do so and then try it out and you can modify it if you want to. So this is pretty much good. You want to mix it for about 2 to 3 minutes. But the warmer your butter is, the faster the process will be. Alright, that should be good. And what you're going for is, if you see, this is really light and fluffy. So I'm going to let it go for just a little bit longer just because I really want it to be extremely, but I want to scrape off all this excess butter and sugar that didn't get combined. Oops. Alright, we'll drop it back down, let it go again. Alright, now to this, we're going to add, so we're going to slow this down now. And then we're going to add 1 egg at a time. And wait for that egg to combine, and you don't want to over mix it, so we want to let that egg combine, and then we're going to add our next egg. That's pretty good. Ooh, that one came out a little rough. And you want, when you're baking, you want to make sure that all your ingredients are at room temperature if possible. So My eggs are at room temperature. The butter's at room temperature. The milk can be a little off, a little colder than room temperature, but you definitely want to make sure everything, because it allows it to bake easier, and the consistency is completely different. You want something that's light and fluffy, and so the warmer the ingredients are, the better. Alright, so that's combined. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scrape off any excess. And I'm not a professional baker, or a veteran baker. I feel like I'm still a rookie or amateur, but I'm willing to learn and enjoy learning about the process of baking and everything, so it's enjoyable. And plus I love sweets, which is part of the reason why I started the whole made for you meals movement. I feel like it is, because it's all about teaching people how to make stuff from scratch and showing them that yes, it's more affordable, but it's also healthier because you get to control what's going into your food. And so, especially with the desserts, I love sweets, and so putting artificial sweeteners in anything is terrible. And when you taste something that doesn't have artificial sweeteners in it, or has a ridiculous amount of sugar in it, and you taste it fresh, and you're making it, and you know what's in it, oh, the experience is so much better. So now we're going to add half of this mixture. So this is just flour, baking powder. It's 1 3/4 cups of flour that's been sifted, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, some salt, and then that's it. And so I just whisk this together. And now we're just going to add half of this to the mixture. That's about half. Yeah, it's about half. Put a little bit more. So now what we want to do is we're going to change our nozzle, or our mixer head, and we're going to put on the whisk. Alright. Drop that down. Get ready for the splash. Alright, and we're going. So this process right here, you don't want to mix it too long. So you want to try to get it mixed as quickly as possible without the speed being too high. So as it's mixing, you want to get all this excess flour off the sides. Because like I said, when you want it to be light and fluffy, the more you whisk it and the more you bother it, the more air gets pushed out of it. So that right there is good. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back up. I'm going to get this excess out of here. And then I'm just going to scrape the sides and help the process, honestly. Because you want to make sure you get all that flour mixture out of there. There we go. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're going to add 3 ounces of milk. And we're going to mix that together. And while that's mixing together, we're going to add about 2 teaspoons, probably about a tablespoon actually of vanilla. I like the taste of vanilla cake, so you can kind of put as much as you want, just be cautious. And as you'll start seeing, it's starting to create these little granules of milk and flour and egg, and so that's what you want. That's when you know you're doing it right, and the consistency is getting there, because that butter and that sugar and that milk is starting to, they're still kind of separated. So what happens is when you start to bake it, that butter actually starts to break down, creating more moisture in your cake. So now we'll flip this back up and add the other half of our mixture. Let you guys see some of that. You guys and gals. Alright, close it back up. Boom. I did spill a little bit, but we'll just ignore that. Clean up our workstation. Gotta keep it clean. Hygiene is the best thing when you're cooking. Keep your hands washed and keep your workstation clean. Alright, so that's pretty much as mixed as it's gonna get. I need to get the size of it. The reason why I don't use the paddle here is because the paddle is kind of aggressive, and so it's easier to have more control over how much this is being touched, because the more you touch it, the more air gets pushed out of it, and then it becomes dry. And so I want it to be nice and moist. So we're going to take this off, and I already scraped off the sides, the parts you didn't see, but I scraped all the flour down the sides, got underneath it, and you want to kind of stay out of the middle, so you don't want to put this in here and mix it all. You want to just kind of scrape the sides and fold it back in. Scrape the sides and fold it back in. And then once you get it all This is what you want. So this kind of, it might look dry, but it's not. It's nice and velvety and smooth, and this is what you want, because this is going to create a lot of fluffiness, fluffy goodness. So now we're going to add to our pan. Alright, so we have our pan. I cut out some parchment paper, put it on the bottom, that way it's easier to pull it out. I kind of cut it too short, but what you want to do is leave some tabs hanging over, so that way you can just pull it out once it's done cooking. And you want to butter underneath the parchment paper, so that way it's a little bit easier to pull it out. Now we're just going to add this directly to the center. Sorry for the angle, but this is the easiest way for me to do this. Get this in there. Got to get all the remnants out of there. Alright, and now what you want to do is, ideally you want to have a smaller pan, but this is all I had, like I said. But what I'm going to just do is just smear this across, and look how smooth that is. It's almost like a custard almost. That's the texture it looks like. And we're done. Stick this in the oven at 375, 350, probably the 350, depending on how thick you have it, but I'm gonna do mine at 350 just until you can put a toothpick in it and it's done, and that's it. And then I'll show you how to make the icing next. Here we go. Alright, so for the icing, we're just gonna do 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Then we're going to do some lemon juice. Alright, took the seeds out of it. Oh. That's one. Oh, we got a couple seeds actually. Some stragglers. I'll take those out. Don't you worry. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of seeds in this. I thought I got them all. Oh my goodness. I'll get them out for sure. Don't want to choke. So that's 2. Mix this up. I will show you when I'm done mixing this, so that way you know I took the seeds out, because I promise you I did. Just going to briefly mix this up just so I can see how much this is. This should be enough for the size of the cake. Now let me extract these out. Alright, so as you can see, there aren't any seeds in there. And this is it. You want it to be like this nice, creamy white. It's going to create a nice color on top of the cake. Just make sure you get any lumps of powdered sugar. You can use the hand mixer at this part. Normally I would use that, but I'm just going to use the fork. Just want to make sure you get it all mixed up, and then once the cake comes out and it gets cool, you just pour this on top, and what's going to happen is it's going to create this almost clear, not too clear, but clear. That's going to be like a cloudy clear icing on top, and that's it. And you can add more lemon if you want to. You can add vanilla to this if you would like to. It's all up to you, but that's how you make a lemon pound cake. I'll show you the finished product. Whew. I'm done cooking finally. Now it's time to eat. Yeah, let's go. Come on, let me show you what we made. All right, first thing first, let's go. Drum roll, please. No, look at me. Look at me. Drum roll, please. Okay, you don't have to do a drum roll, but could you like the video at this point? I mean, hopefully something in this video at this point put a smile on your face if you're having a bad day. And if you're having a great day, hopefully you want to share that and pay it forward. So give it to me so I can give it back to you in another video. All right, let's keep going. All right, but come on, get back down here. Ooh, look at them. Look at that cabbage. So we have cabbage here with some kale greens, and then we have some turkey bacon. Yeah, that's right, turkey bacon. Let's go ahead and put some of that on the plate real quick, if you don't mind. Let's get some of that. Oh, yes. Yes. Just a little dollop. A little dollop. Watching the figure. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to make room for seconds. You already know. You gotta pace yourself. What's next? Open that. Oh, they go to cornbread dressing. This right here is a staple. Let's go ahead and get some of this. Yes, ma'am. Ooh-wee. Look at that. Oh, you hear that? Listen, 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 listen. Shh, shh. babe. Ooh, and back up on me. Come get it. Come get it. Oh, you want? All right, I'll stop playing with you. Okay, put it on the plate. I got you. I'm sorry. You want that crust right there. That's what you want. You want a little crust. All right, put that back. Turn that up. Gravy. Go ahead and get my gravy right now. This is all made from scratch. Oh, yes, I made this from scratch. I like it a little thick. Look at that. Oh, yes, bang. That chicken gravy, that's made from scratch. Want the recipe? Message me. Right here, we have our lemon pepper chicken. I need a fork. We're just going to get a whole piece because we're hungry. Protein is very important. Look at that. Okay, put that on the plate. Oh, you're coming. Oh, you're coming to me. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. There we go. Ooh, it's nice and tender. All right, close that up. Get that out of here. Yeah, a French onion mashed potatoes. Why am I using a spatula? I really don't know. I meant to use this for the dressing, but I was just too excited. Look at that. And now, you see that crust of flavor that's on top that broke apart? Put that on the plate. That's so fluffy and delicious. Trust me, this is not your average mashed potatoes right here. I'm telling you, this right here is the truth. Dessert. Now, we're not going to get dessert yet. Eat your entree first, eat your main food, then you get your dessert. But I'm going to show you what desserts we have. So come on. Come on. So this right here is a beautiful lemon pound cake. I got a little artistic with it. These little pieces you see in here, these are the crumbles from the edges because they got nice and crispy. Yeah. Then, right here we have our whipped almond butter pie. Right here with a graham cracker crust, all made from scratch. Let me go ahead and cut that real quick. Let me go get a knife. Hold on. Let's go ahead and cut a little piece of this. Oh, yes. You hear that graham cracker crust? You know what? I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to make you go to my Instagram to see me show you what this looks like out of the pan. You know, you can't get everything at once. But I am going to taste this in front of you. All right. Let's get up close. Okay. Here we go. Get some of this mashed potatoes. Got little pieces of mashed potatoes in there. Just layers of flavor. That's dressing. Now I'm pretty upset. Let me just say this first because I don't have any cranberry sauce to go with this. I forgot to get cranberry sauce. If you eat dressing without cranberry sauce, stay on the video. I'm not going to tell you to leave, but you need cranberry sauce. But at least I have gravy. Let's taste this. Things shouldn't be this good. It shouldn't be. I'm gonna get another bite. It's delicious. Have some cabbage. Got a little spice to it. If you put hot sauce on your greens, you're doing it right. Chicken. Ooh, it's got a little kick though, for real. Hold up. Let me back up. Wait a minute. Hold it up. Slow it down. Okay. Tender. That's delicious. Everything's amazing. Thank you for watching. Oh wait, cake. I gotta taste the cake. Okay. Since you stayed here this long and you came all this way, let's taste the cake. Let's taste the cake. Just for you. Let's get this lemon out the way. I don't want that. Excuse me. Push you to the side real quick. Okay. Go. Get a little nugget of that. Corner pocket. Here we go. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that this right here, this cake right here, is ostentatiously, I don't know what else to say, it's just so good. Alright. Thanks for watching. For the last time, like, comment, please subscribe. Happy Thanksgiving. And if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, whatever the reason why you're celebrating today, or eating some delicious food, happy for that. Let's continue to support each other. I got you if you got me. I'm out. Peace.